Hi everybody, Geraldine Rose here. This was a Valentine card that I sent out at the request of a prairie school. I'm certain you've all seen those posts on Facebook where the schools request for cards to be sent to the kids so they can learn where they're coming from around the country or the continent. I don't think this one's active anymore. That's the first reason I've got it blurred out. And the second is, of course, it's the internet. We got to protect the kids, right? What I did was I cut a mask with a heart shape that I drew because I don't have a die cut. And I ink blended down some pink in the background. I'm going to put this all in Create Stencil over top, and then I'm going to use some of the masking paper to block off the stuff on the right-hand side and towards the top so that I have a swoop of more pink hearts coming down across it. This was my first idea, so this is like stage number 1, right? And when I pulled the stencil up, which is coming up here pretty quick, first stencil reveal, I didn't like it. I thought, oh, it's too light. It's like something that you would send a girlfriend rather than a kid. Because remember those Valentines we got as kids, and they were just garishly bright, right? So I thought, okay, well, I'll deepen it up. I tried some splatters. That didn't work. That was water splatters first, and then I put some ink down, put some water with it, and I had the stencil reset into spot, and I splattered that. I still didn't like it. So I got out some paper glitz, and I got out some embossing paste, went over to my make art, and started swooping that on through the stencil. That's what I do to smoosh my glitzes down, and then I put the saran wrap so that they don't dry out. And before I learned that trick, yes, I lost several, especially the Nouveau Mousse. Ooh, that one just starts drying as soon as you open it up. Anyway, I got those down across the top of the stencil. Second stencil reveal. And wiping up the make art. You should see this thing now. It's battered and bruised and very happy that it's getting used. And put it back in the splatter box. The picket fence, my picket fence does that every time. It's not clogged. It just blurks out like that. So I've just learned to take it out and just tippity-tapping it on with the straw. Then I also put some mica spray over top of it, and I'm trying to aim over towards that left-hand side. Now, this is a thing that you can do with embossing powder. I knew that the picket fence was going to take a while to dry, and I knew that the mica sprays were still wet. So I put white embossing powder on it, and I'm tapping it around from behind, which is why I didn't put it back in the container, because I didn't want to contaminate what was in the container, right? And now this whole thing with the paste and the embossing powder, it's all still wet. So I brought in some embossing glazes. I think that was saltwater taffy. And I am heat gunning this now. We're going to see how this looks. Got a really cool effect from it. I was like, oh, that's what that does when you do that. I ran it through the ribbon wave folder to get some texture on it. And you can actually do that with the paste. It will put the indent through them. I wrapped around some thread. I'm taping it on the back there. And I put that front panel on top of a pink cardstock back mat. So we got it pushed aside. I'm going to grab the sentiments out, which was the So Sweet from Stylish Greetings. And did it in a pink glitter cardstock. Now the back shadow layer, I didn't film this, but I did take the ink and blend across the bottom so that it had a gradient so that it would show up a little bit better. I'm going to jump back to what I've got with that pink one now. And it looks like I've ink blended some pink around the outside edges too before I put it down on that back pink mat. But I've grabbed out the Acts of Kindness sentiments, and in that ticklish pink, which is like more of a pigment style ink, I am free range stamping that down in spots because I wanted them to pick up in the background the bit about, spread kindness around. Like, let's just keep perpetuating that in the kids, right? And so I've got some going vertically. I've got some going horizontally here. And I'm really having to push down because remember, I've got the paste in there and I've got it run through that embossing folder and there's a lot of ridges. All right, I am starting to cut out some of the foliage, and I had some pattern paper that was left over from a card kit, and I strategically placed it so that the end little leaf had a heart in each one of them. Now this one, the panel, I'm grabbing it again because I at this stage I got the brilliant idea of, oh, why don't I edge this with some mica ink? So yeah, you can see I put the three different ones down at the bottom and I ran it around on all sides so that it would absorb in. So it's setting aside again. And the flowers that we cut out, which were from the mixed foliage, they're kind of like it's not a nasturtium and it's not a pansy and it's not a snapdragon. I don't know what they were trying to make it look like, but I thought that they would work well in the pink tones with the yellow. Again, using that tickled pink for a super vibrant pink on the inside. It's insane. And oh my gosh, you think red stains? Oh, that tickled pink, oh, it's that's your trade-off right there. But it's worth it. Like, look at it. Huh? Look at it. And then I'm trying to splatter some on there by having mixed it in with the water, and it doesn't do that part really well, but I did get a few splatters on it. I'm gluing them together here. I've got the layering guide showing on the back so that I can tell, okay, well, where do I put this flower? Where do I put this flower? And I believe that these ones were some that have the keyhole. Now for the center part, I deepened their color up so that it would stand out better by strategically pressing them into, again, the tickled pink, using my tweezers to get them off. And then I wanted them to be a bit speckledy, so I brought in some of the oxide sprays and some of the mica sprays, spritz them on top of my mat, and I'm dipping just around the edges because I want the edges to have a ring around them, and just taking the excess off there with the paper towel. Okay, so we are going to put those middles down now that they are a little bit more dry, and there you can see where the keyhole alignment is, and these of course have a different shape on the middle, so you can tell which flower is which. I'm going to jump to the inside of the card, and that was from my old Close to My Heart, I Choose You. Originally it was for like a gumball machine, and it had some of the hearts as well too, the candy hearts, so I did put those in, but I didn't film it. Custom stamp is going on the back, rocking it back and forth to make certain I get full coverage on it. We're starting to assemble, so I'm gluing the front panel down. I probably will put a block over that so that it sets into place. Yes! Yay! Got me! And we have the sentiment that we're going to put down. Put that right in the middle. I've got the flowers swirling around it with the foliage in behind. Oh, I also had some lollipops that were from that card kit, and I covered them with glossy accents too. I'm putting a little bit of shiny, shiny bling bling on there. They were those crystal drops so that it looks like it's got dew on the flowers. And I'm jumping to the envelope, and I put some of those candy hearts on the outside as well in a darker pink, because I thought it'd be kind of cool for them to have the envelope show up as well too, with a little bit of decoration on it. I think that's it. That was the finished card that I sent to them. And I did the whole play on So Sweet, that the little sub-sentiments that were in there from that kit all had some reference to something sweet or candy. Hope you guys are getting some cards to send out. Be that change you want to see in the world. Thanks so much for watching, everybody, and we'll all catch you next time. Bye-bye.